Cuphead with the races. This is the 8th race that we have right now, and it's going to be on the category of full clear, regular difficulty on the legacy version of the game. So far, we have 5 people joining this race, the 4 people that you see in the screen right now, and of course, ILAWalk25, who's also joined the SRO chat. It's going to be racing today. Now, Jason and SPD Wolf are the 2 racers that have the most experience from the runners that usually run in the weekly races. SPD Wolf having the world record in this category, and Jason following with the second best time. So it's going to be a really close one. So the race will start in just a few. I think the countdown is on the way, and this is going to be really interesting. Yeah, Veliso has a line tracker. That's the thing that you see on Veliso's screen right now. So basically, what full clear is, for those who don't know, is like the traditional 100%, I guess. Just because Cuphead has 3 different difficulties, simple, regular, and expert, we use full clear to actually define the percentage, I guess, in the full clear. So what you can see, the runners are going to be collecting pretty much everything in the game, and they're going to be clearing everything in the stages as well. So that means they're going to have to go through the tutorial as they do right now. Even though the tutorial is, you don't really do anything, there is a specific coin in the end that's going to be needed. So right from the beginning, they're going to go the usual routes that the All Bosses category have. They're going to do Forest Follies, and after that, buy 2 weapons that they're going to be using throughout the whole category, Roundabout and Lobber. And then they're going to switch a little bit of the route after the Ruby and Croaks fight, but overall, this is like standard stuff in the full clear route compared to the All Bosses route. So all of these runners are actually extremely experienced in the legacy version of the game, like most of the runners, to be fair. So they won't really have that much problem in the Forest Follies. You see Veliso taking a slightly safer route by actually clearing the Echo Machine, while the other runners had one of the fastest Forest Follies you can do by clipping underneath the Echo Machine. So yeah, they're going to be going through mausoleums that you usually don't see in any other categories. They're going to buy every single weapon. That means that they're going to need all the coins in the game, like hidden coins, the coins from the run and guns themselves. So it's going to be a more, how to say, like you need to utilize like movement and such in the map overall, especially now too. You can do some sort of different strategies. Now, the first boss, of course, you know from the All Bosses category, it's not really particularly difficult. Like, the Root Pack is by far one of the easiest bosses in the game. But, there are specific tricks that you can do to get a faster fight. And we might see like a little bit of diversity between the players. Usually they will opt to get a 30-second fight, but some of the top runners get a 29-second fight. So we're going to see what's going on. Veliso is a little bit behind because he opted to go a little bit safer on the Root Pack. And as you can see, Jason and Wolf got a 29 on the Root Pack, while Luigi got a 30. A little bit of RNG involved into this, but overall it's not really that big of a difference. It really comes down to less than a second, not a second as you see on the title screen. Because that 29 is like a 29.8, 0.9 or something like that. Now, the Ruby and Croaks fight is like one of the interesting fights, I guess. Both Wolf and Jason get the good RNG. Actually, Luigi had the same RNG as well. With this specific RNG, you can get a specific quick skip in Ruby and Croaks. And you can see, I believe all of them will get it. We'll see if Luigi will. But Jason and Wolf opted to go for a little bit of a riskier strat to actually have a lot of the X's in the end, so that they will kill the Ruby and Croaks fight. Like, they will kill extremely fast with the X's. Now, Jason having the better RNG in the last phase, he will have a slightly faster fight than SPD Wolf. As you can see, the Tigers don't really cause that big of an issue for Wolf, for Jason. 41 by Jason. That is actually the best time that you can get in that specific fight. Like, he got the RNG, but he also got the execution extremely well. The 41 is by far the best time that you can get in Ruby and Croaks, even in the all bosses category. Now, not necessarily in the full clear, because it's pretty much the same stuff.
This match will get red hot.
As Veliso is at 1 HP, he didn't really opt to go for like a risky strat in the Tiger's phase. It's a race, so you probably will see some people who are not really who haven't run Cuphead in a long time. They were gonna take safer paths and such. Veliso recently got back to Cuphead again. He was speedrunning it way before, like in the beginning. Now, the mausoleum level is like the difference in the full clear category and the all boss category. What you see, the Wolf gets at death. So I'm gonna explain what happened there for Wolf, because Jason is doing the same risky stuff. Now, and Luigi does the same thing. Now, there is a specific hidden coin that you get by actually pairing 4 ghosts, pairing 4 times before you touch the ground. So what happened there was everyone is trying to gather as many ghosts as possible, so you can actually parry 4 times before you actually hit the ground, and that way you can actually unlock the faster route in IL2, because you're gonna do like better movement, I guess. But with that in mind, Wolf had an unfortunate death. One of the ghosts touched the earth there, so I'm pretty sure he might opt to go for the safer strat that exists in IL2, but also the slower route that exists in IL2. We'll see. So Jason now takes a significant lead, and Luigi is a little bit behind. It's not really that far behind on Jason. So Guppy Legrand is actually not that difficult of a fight. There's a couple of things that you need to pay attention, and of course the most important thing is to actually make sure that all of your shots connect. It's by far the most important thing. It's a little bit difficult to do so because Guppy jumps all over the place, but as I said, a lot of these runners have the experience, and they usually get those 22-second fights. I won't really be surprised if I see Wolf getting a 21 in this one, but so far he has not really, he missed a couple of the shots, so I think it's going to be a slightly slower fight for him. Yeah, it's not the cleanest fight for Wolf, but I've seen him multiple times do a 21-second fight, that's for sure.
Here's a real high-class bout. Here goes.
So the upcoming boss now, Hildeberg, is the first airplane boss fight in this game, and there's a specific trick that you do. You saw Jason do that, and all of the runs will do it. Luigi's doing it right now as well. They opt to take that hit, line up with Hilda's when she returns to her original position, and that way, Jason had an unfortunate death. You can actually use the missile to do multiple hits, I guess, on Hilda, and that way you can actually glitch her, freeze her, and not get that last phase. Luigi has a chance to actually get that glitch. Let's see if he got it. I'm pretty sure he got it. He's been practicing a lot the Hilda fight, and he got it. And you can see that Hilda right now in Luigi's screen is stuck in that phase, and he will kill Hilda before him, without even going to the last phase. That saves about 10 seconds, so it's a huge time save for Luigi. As from what I've seen, all the other runs, I'm going to go to the last phase of Hilda. You can see Jason had the lead, but Luigi just passed Jason because he had a better fight with a glitch. That is 57, which is the best that you can do on Hilda compared to the 13, sorry. 16 seconds saved compared to Jason. Now the Treetop Trouble, one of the first like running gun levels that can give you a little bit of trouble. You can see Luigi hasn't really practiced some of the dashes. Like Jason is doing some of those dashes that he can actually skip one of those woodpeckers, I guess. And this is like one of the levels that, even though Luigi had the might give Jason the edge, like because he is extremely familiar with running guns. So we're gonna see how Jason cuts us up. As you know, you see right now, Luigi and Jason are pretty much in sync. It's like insane to watch. Pretty much in sync. Jason with a slightly lead because, as I said, he has better execution in running gun levels. He has been speedrunning the full clear categories and the all flags categories way more than Luigi, so he has like more experience in those. But Luigi has like the better experience in boss fights. That is. But yeah, now both of the runs are extremely close. Wolf is right there as well. Like, don't underestimate Wolf. He's the world record holder in this category. He had an unfortunate like death in the mausoleum, but you know, an unfortunate death as well now on Tree of Trouble. He's gonna be quite far behind compared to the other runners now, but I'm pretty sure that you know he can actually catch up if he plays extremely well. Because Cuphead is a really difficult game. Don't really forget about that. As the sync knockout by both Jason and Luigi is actually really incredible. They got the knockout exactly the same time. I didn't really talk about Kagan Incarnation because there's not really much to say about Kagan. Kagan is actually one of the difficult bosses in the slower categories, but because you have the weapon swap glitch in this one, you just like melt Kagan. So it's like quite fast. Right, moving on to Aisle 2. This is where things will get a bit complicated, I believe. I'm pretty sure Jason will do different routes than Luigi. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of these runners will do different stuff. I didn't really pay that much attention to the mausoleums, so I don't know exactly which runners got the 4 parries, but depending on who got the 4 parries or not, we might see like different routes. Baroness von Bonbon fight right now is heavily RNG based because depending on what minions you get, you'll get like better fights overall. So far Luigi has like the slightly better RNG, but he got the Jawbreaker, which is like kind of a trolling boss because the death animation is really long. So you can see like despite the fact that he had slightly faster two minions than Jason, Jason caught up because of the RNG, I guess. He had a Jawbreaker as well in the beginning. They got it untenable times. Yeah. Those two are like pretty much insane. That's pretty insane. Belison is moving to Aisle 2. Wolf will do the same, and right now I believe this route will have both runners go to the first airplane boss with the bombs. This is like Jimmy the Great. No. Okay, they're doing a different route. It's like the difference that I was talking about earlier. Usually in all bosses you go down to Jimmy and then Peppy, but this time they're gonna choose a different thing. Alright, so you see Luigi standing there waiting for the pink balloon because he didn't get the 4 parries in the mausoleum, whereas Jason got the 4 parries, and he's like steamrolling through the Funfair Fever right now. So he saved about, I don't know, 8 seconds because of like slightly better execution and getting those 4 parries in the ghost fight. So Jason with a slightly lead, I guess, right now. Also, he's running guns in general is just like so good. You can see the times 48 seconds, which is like extremely fast compared to the 52. I mean, 52 is not that bad considering the fact that Luigi actually had to wait for the pink balloon. So I would say that that's actually pretty good. I think Melissa didn't get the 4 parries, so he's gonna wait for the pink balloon as well. He's at 1 HP, so he's gonna restart real quick. So from what I've seen, all runners are gonna do the same route. Usually there are like different variances, I guess, but they're gonna like do what is like normal, I guess. So the Wally Wobbles fight, there's like a few things that, there's like one specific nuke that you need to pay attention. You use it when the small bird spawns. Jason is doing that pause trick because you actually trigger the last phase of the boss by actually using a pause. This is actually a really weird thing that was discovered recently. Usually you have to wait for the little bird to get off screen and then slowly Wally will go on the screen. But by pausing, for some reason it spawns a Wally immediately. So that saves about 2 seconds. It's a really cool trick. Wow, both runs get a 41. Other than the running gun levels, Jason has a little bit of better execution. Luigi had like better Hilda fight, yes. So the fights and the running guns, like they pretty much sync those two. It's pretty interesting. As Velisa and Wolf have trouble with Fanfare Fever. Fanfare Fever, don't underestimate Fanfare Fever. It's like one of the difficult running gun levels. And I would say that it's actually one of the running gun levels that gives the most trouble in most runners. And probably Ravage Ridge, the first running gun level in Aisle 3. Alright, so glitch happened there for Jason. I'm pretty sure that Luigi will get the glitch as well. He's on 1 HP, so he's not really gonna be opting for like damage boost on that. But he's gonna play super safe against the dragon. Let's see, he's not really gonna have the cleanest fight, I guess. And he doesn't have the RNG as well, but he manages to save the fight. Gets the kill by actually hiding behind the neck of the dragon. But it's gonna be a slower fight, that is for sure. As you can see now, Jason's gonna talk to the juggler and get that hidden extra coin. Velisa is down with Fanfare Fever as well. Wolf is a Wally. The runs, Wolf and Velisa are a bit behind because of execution in some boss fights and a couple of deaths. So it's not really. It really comes down to the other two messing up at this point. Nice fight there for Wolf on Wally Warbles, and the really boring Mausoleum too, I guess. 39 on Wally by Wolf, by the way. That's actually one of the fast times that you can get on Wally Warbles. That's actually pretty incredible. Yeah, the Mausoleum levels are pretty much like the auto-scrollers, I guess. In speedrunning, right, for Cuphead. Basically, it's not exactly an auto-scroll, but it's similar to that, I guess. It's like a little bit of a boring one, but at the same time, you see that you can implement some strategies, as all the runners did in the Mausoleum 1, in order to get the 4 parries and get that hidden extra coin, you know. There are a little bit of optimization, I guess, but the other two are just like a little bit boring, to be honest. Knockout on Wally for Veliso, and let's see if Wolf is gonna get the glitch. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get it. You see, he used a couple of Lowberry X's up there in that specific height that he stood for the dragon fight. There is a specific hitbox that you can hit off screen to the right, and he found the perfect one to make sure that Lowberry will actually hit on the green, and that pretty much guaranteed glitch on the dragon, and that really fast fight. A bit of shopping now for Luigi, as Jason is gonna opt to go for Jimmy first. Jimmy the Great is probably one of the hardest, is one of the hard fights in this category, I guess, in this like version of the game, I would say. Simply because you execute a specific glitch. Right now with optimization, it's slightly easier to get the the kill without even like having trouble with Jimmy. But it used to cause like a lot of trouble because you can see in the last phase he's gonna be glitched. He's gonna be you're gonna have to stand in front of him, and those little ghosts coming out from the sarcophagus can give you a little bit of trouble. But so far Jason's doing a good job. Like you see that he will get hit. He got hit twice. Commentator's curse, I guess. Wow. He's gonna opt to play a little bit safe here. I mean, it's understandable. It's a race. But you can see like Jimmy can give you a lot. He barely dodged that ghost. He had enough iframes. He was like extremely close on dying there. As Luigi is on 1 HP, he's gonna opt to play like extremely aggressive on Jimmy. Let's see how this goes for Luigi, as he will get the kill real quick right now. Like both of the runners had a couple of like issues there on Jimmy. You can see that he can cause you a little bit of trouble. He got a 56, but what you opt to get in that fight, like the optimal time, is like a 52, I guess. Right, Beppy the Clown is another boss that you can. And there's like another interesting thing that we found about Beppy. Jason didn't really do enough damage, and he missed the glitch now because of that. He will actually continue with the normal fight. This is gonna be really really bad, I guess, for Jason, and he's gonna lose a lot of time compared to the others. Now, what you see on the screen Luigi does is something that I specifically said, because I organized the race, that if you do it, you will get an extra point in the leaderboards. It's like an incentive because a lot of us wanted this specific thing that you see Luigi do happen in the full clear run, but in the rules we don't have it. By saving like the barber and actually listening to the song. So Luigi is gonna lose time there, but he will opt to go for like that one extra point, I guess, in the leaderboards. Like in the actual runs, you don't have to save those, and you don't have to listen to the song. But Luigi likes the song, so he wants to do it like that. So Jason is gonna be in the lead now for quite a while, need to say. Now Wolf is on Jimmy, as Velisona now went to the shop, did a little bit of shopping, getting the coffee there, and the heart. It's gonna be useful for running gun, coming up running gun. Luigi got the glitch here, as you can see. You hear some Lowberry access off screen to the left. You do a lot of damage to Beppy, and he's gonna get a really, really fast fight. Pretty sure like he's gonna be like close to 32 or 33, 31 maybe, if all things go well. So Wolf is gonna do the same. He's gonna listen to the song. He said earlier in chat that he will listen to the song if the run doesn't really go well as well. So he's going to do the same thing now. Jason, by the way, got a 37 on the running gun level. Funhouse Frazzle. The world record there, I believe, is 33 seconds. So 37 is actually pretty incredible, I would say. So he's the first one to actually go to aisle 3, and right now he's going to fight the. Which is like one of the bosses with like the hardest RNG in this category, I would say, because depending on the specific pattern, you can actually save close to 7 or 6 seconds, I guess. It's like more likely to say. He got the good RNG, but he got bad RNG in platforms, so he's gonna lose a little bit of time because he's not gonna get the quick kill. But he's gonna get like a fast fight because he's doing a lot of damage to the B. So this fight is probably gonna be like a 34, 35 second fight. As Luigi will move to aisle 3, and both Velis and the Wolf are on the Beppy right now. You see Wolf stop there a bit because if you don't do a lot of damage, you can actually if you do more damage like in the first cycle, you can skip that phase and you cannot get the glitch. So he opted to save to do the the glitch on Beppy because it's the better thing to do in that situation. The first round on the level on aisle 3 for Jason, and this is like one of the hardest ones, I would say. If you want to do like extremely fast, you will opt to do like some damage boost as Jason did here, and that would be a little bit risky, like especially in the end. He has a Super Art 2 equipped, so he parried that flame attack from the dragon. You can see him parrying those because she's going to use those EXs to use the Super Art 2 invisibility frames to actually steamroll, I guess, through the last phase. He got a really unfortunate hit there. I'm pretty sure he didn't really like that. As Veliso is done with Beppy, I believe, soon, and Wolf is done with is almost done with Funhouse Fuzzle. Yeah, Veliso had an unfortunate death, I believe, or he did a retry there. Luigi gets a kill on the B, and an unfortunate death now for Jason. That's like the problem in this level. You might do like a lot of stuff like quite well, but one single mistake, and that might actually cost you. That mistake in that situation was actually not parrying that ping attack and getting hit by it. So he didn't really have enough HP to actually steamroll through the last section, because in the last section in casual play you need to you usually follow the giant, but you can actually like skip it. The problem is you don't see the platforms, so it can be a little bit difficult for a lot of runs. So a chance here for Luigi to catch up to Jason, catch up a little bit, despite the fact that Luigi had went to the burgers and he listened to the song. So that's a really good opportunity now for Luigi. Especially since Luigi is playing extremely safe, by the way. He didn't really opt to go for the, the damage boost for the tiger head there. See how Jason is gonna use the Super Art 2, and he's probably gonna like damage boost through the end here. Nice. Nicely done there from Jason. As Wolf gets a middle pattern, but he doesn't get the quick kill. He gets on the B fight. That's like really unfortunate for Wolf. And Veliso right now is moving to the B fight as well. Like all three rounds are on aisle 3. It's not really that big of a difference, I guess. Probably Jason, who has the lead, has like a 3-minute lead compared to Veliso, or slightly less than 3 minutes. But in Cuphead, anything can happen. Like, this game is really difficult. And talking about anything can happen, Dr. Carl Robot might be one of the bosses that could cause a lot of trouble. There's a specific glitch that you can do. If you actually execute it, you can kill the robot without actually going to the last phase. Jason missed it, so he's gonna retry until he gets it. That fight is usually around 15 to 16 seconds by doing that. So even if you retry, you don't really lose that much time. He gets the knockout, as you can see here. Really quick kill. Really interesting glitch as well. Another interesting thing to note here is the fact that he had the heart charm simply because he wanted to get hit 3 times to get to 0 HP on the scorecard and actually save a second there. Wolf now 1 HP on the last section of Rabbit Ridge. This is going to be really tight for Wolf. As Veliso's on Rabbit Ridge as well. Let's see how he does on Rabbit Ridge. He has a death. Really unfortunate death for Wolf. Route changes if you compare Luigi and Jason here. What Jason is doing right now is something that is, I believe, 2 seconds faster, going to Werner and Verma first. So the 2 runners, even though they were really close, they're gonna have to do a lot of. They're gonna have to do some bosses that the others didn't. I guess they're gonna be close to 40 seconds, I guess, apart from each other right now. But they're gonna catch up once the train fight happens. So we'll see how close both of them are. Yeah, that unfortunate death there for Wolf will cost him a lot. The running guns, especially Ragged Rage, as I said, is extremely punishing. It's like a running gun that is about a minute and 20 seconds long. So if you have a death in the end, it's going to cost you a lot. Right now he's on 1 HP again, so it's going to be really tough for him, as Velis is on 1 HP as well. He's going to go for the safety uses of Super Art 2 here. And let's see how he handles it. And he has a death again on a flame. As you can see, Velis will opt to play safer, while Wolf wanted to go like extremely faster. And scroll the screen. He got hit by the flame again. In the meantime, Jason is down with Captain Brightbeard that is depending a lot of RNG. And Werner for Luigi, a pretty straightforward fight. For Legacy, Werner is actually really easy. As well, so is done with the Rugged Reach. Unfortunate here for Luigi, he didn't use those EXs, so he unfortunately used the Super R2 here in this situation, in the Vermin fight. That will cost him about 3 seconds if I'm not mistaken. It's a significant time loss there. Alright, so round 3 for Wolf, 1 HP again in the last section as Velis is trying to get the glitch on. And another interesting thing that you see Jason do here is he's gonna go for the octopus skip, which is getting that last section of Perilous Pierce without using the octopus. It's an extremely difficult trick, but someone like Jason has a lot of experience. He has done it multiple times. He's going to be using Super Art to actually skip the whole robot's octopus section. Let's see if he's able to do it. He dies there by a shrimp. He gets hit there by a random shrimp. That's really unfortunate. As Wolf is done with Ragged Reach finally, and Velis is done with I believe right now that Luigi will have a slight lead compared to the other runners. So as I said, full clear category for Cuphead is actually a really cool category because there are a lot of skips that you have to do if you want to go fast. And because those runners are like, you know, good runners, I guess, that you can see, they are the best runners I guess we have in a Legacy. They're gonna try to do all the risky stuff, you know, no matter what, you know, the environment is. Like, they don't care that the fact that it's like a race. They're gonna try the risky stuff. And unfortunately for Jason, he triggered the octopus there by accident. He wanted to actually jump and he parried on the painting on the octopus. I'm pretty sure that he's not gonna be happy about that. So the ones that are a bit in sync is Wolf and Velis a little bit. Velis is like 15 seconds ahead, as Jason now is going to be finishing Perilous Pierce, and Luigi is probably going to go for the octopus skip. No, he's not going to go for the octopus skip, now that I see it. He's going to clear Perilous Pierce normally. He doesn't have the EX cards for it. Let's see, all those shenanigans cost Jason quite a long time, so Luigi's slightly in the lead, even though, you know, you don't see it here. He did Sally stage play, whereas Jason hasn't Sally stage play yet.
This match will get red hot. It's on.
So Calamaria in the all bosses category is actually a loser. But in this specific category and the all flags category, simply because you get the coffee up charm, is you get the nuke really fast. So you actually skip one of your phases. That usually in all boss category depends on RNG. So coffee in this fight makes the fight like quite easier compared like to the all boss category. A death there for Velis, unfortunate death, and really bad uses of EX there for Wolf. not the cleanest fight from both of them on the Captain Briny Beard, as Jason gets an amazing 40-second fight there in Calamaria. Despite the fact that he used Super Art 2, he still got a 33-second fight, which is actually pretty amazing, I would say. But just the animation to activate Super Art 2 cost about 1.5 seconds in that situation. No color for Baliso, and let's see how Luigi does with. It's gonna be like slightly slower fight than Jason, I believe, because of the RNG in this fight. I might be wrong. Just 1 second. Not really that big of a difference. As Jason is gonna go super crazy on his Sally stage play. He's gonna like tank some of the hits, and you can see Luigi will have a slight lead in this situation because of those deaths that Jason had. He's gonna like fight the Robo fight like slightly faster than Jason. As Wolf now is gonna try to do the octopus skip, I believe. He got hit there. That's actually really unfortunate. So let's see. Luigi in the lead. Wolf is gonna try to trigger. I don't know if he knows how to trigger the streams. I think he's gonna wait. Let's see. Maybe Wolf will be able to execute the octopus skip. Let's see. He needs just a few dashes. He did it. Nice. Nicely done there from Wolf. Yeah, Luigi is in the lead. Jason is next. Wolf, then Beliso. Both Wolf and Beliso had a couple of deaths in the previous sections, and Jason had really long deaths, I guess, I would say, compared like to Luigi. Yeah, moving on now to the last phase of the train fight. He has 2 reactions, so it's not really going to be that big of an issue dealing with the train. Nice to knock out there from Luigi. Yeah, 57 is not that bad for the train fight. Wolf is doing a really good job there in He did it quite fast, I would say. I think he's on pace for like a 55-second fight there. As Luigi is going to be the first one to enter Inkwell Hell. Just going to grab the coin and come back to Aisle 3 though, because we're not done with Aisle 3. Nice knockout there from Jason. As Wolf got a 40-second Calamaria fight, that's actually pretty impressive. So yeah, you'll see Luigi grabbing that last coin. And, oh, 1 minute. I think he missed 1 cycle. I didn't really pay that much attention to Jason's fight in the train fight. I think he missed 1 cycle in the skeleton phase, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's gonna buy all the weapons. Luigi's gonna buy all the weapons, and he's gonna go to Mausoleum. And then he's gonna reach like the last part of this category. Beliso, in the meantime, gets a really nice clutch in the Calamaria. 1 HP from the first phase, but he didn't really have that big of an issue there. Wolf on Sally stage play, and yeah, Jason's going to do the same stuff as Luigi does right now. Unfortunately there for Wolf, he didn't kill Sally enough, so he had to actually use the comet there. That will cost him about 2 or 3 seconds, I would say. So that's a little bit unfortunate for Wolf. That would have been such a good fight if he didn't really make that mistake. Because he still got a 44-second Sally stage break, which is pretty good. And Luigi is done with Mausoleum 3, and with that he's gonna go to and stay in Inkwell Hell until he beats the game. Just 2 bosses left, but one of them is gonna be the longest boss fight in the whole game, and that is the King Dice fight. In King Dice in full clear, you actually have to kill every single King Dice minion. That means that all the run that they're gonna go from 1 to 9 bosses, and it's gonna be quite difficult, especially because you have 6 HP. So in some boss fights you might opt to play a little bit safer. A really cool trick that everyone is gonna do pretty much. As soon as King Dice puts his hands down, if you parry the hands, you actually pretty much always are guaranteed to get the number 1 result on the dice. So that way you can actually save a couple of seconds. Instead of like waiting to get number 1, you do number 1 instantly. Wolf with a 57 on the train fight. Beliso is on Star Phantom Express. And Jason is going to go to the King Dice right now. At this point, it's like a matter of like execution on bosses, and you never know what's going to happen, I guess. As Luigi has a really unfortunate thing happen to him right here. Those little things are what will cost him in the race, and that happened to Luigi right now. He missed the quick dice there. He actually missed the dice completely, so he has to do a start over in the end to go fight the poker chips. So that's actually really unfortunate for Luigi. He's gonna lose about 30 seconds just for that. To Sebastian, yeah, pretty much. As Beliso is done with the Phantom Express and Wolf has done his shopping. Moving on like to Mausoleum 3, he's gonna join the others in the King Dice fight. King Dice fight is gonna be the longest one in this. They're gonna be here for a while. But yeah, as I said, right now Jason has the opportunity to catch up with Luigi. I believe that mistake will put Jason a little bit ahead. And as I said, it's gonna be like a matter of execution in the bosses, right? In the boss fights, how much are you willing to actually damage boost? I guess. Jason in the lead? I believe Jason might be in the lead, Zanning, if I'm not mistaken, because Luigi will have to do the start over. That means that I believe the start over costs you about 30 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. So Jason might be in the lead. I'm not 100% sure about that. We'll see as soon as like King Dice is done, I guess. Wolf is down with Mausoleum 3. He's gonna move on to the King Dice fight as well. Yeah, King Dice is actually really difficult. Legacy in general is like not that hard, I guess, with the weapon swap glitch, but just because you have to, kill every single boss, if you want to go fast in the speedrun, like, you will have to take some risks. And taking risks in like 9 fights in a row, it's a little bit tricky, I guess. Like, one mistake can cost you quite a lot, because you will not really have the HP to play more aggressive and save a couple of seconds, I guess. Wolf just started King Dice fight. Beliso is almost done with Mausoleum 3. And Luigi right now is fighting the Roulette. The Roulette is actually one of the bosses that causes a lot of trouble to a lot of people. And he's hit as well. 1 HP for Luigi. Ooh, this is actually really, really tough. Because he has a HP on the monkey, so he's not going to have HP on the Magic 8 Ball. And it's going to be tricky. And Luigi did exactly what I had in mind. So he opted to go to grab the HP first. Then, once he's done with the monkey fight, he's going to hit the start over anyways. So he's going to go and do the poker chips and the Magic 8 Ball once, he finishes with King Dice on his way to King Dice. So that was like really smart from Luigi, having that extra, safety, I guess, on his mind. Nicely done there. As Jason gets a really, really tricky there, just as he gets the knockout, he's at 1 HP as well. Moving on, luckily for him, number 7 has HP as well. Oh my god, all of these runners are just like playing super aggressive on King Dice. It's gonna be really, really interesting to see what they're gonna do here.
Here goes.
Okay, Luigi didn't get hit in the poker chips. That's actually pretty good for him. But Jason is playing this fight extremely well in the roulette. Nicely done without taking a hit. Luigi's in the lead. I think he's like slightly in the lead, yeah. He's like in the lead by, I would say, 15 seconds or something like that. As Wolf and Beliso are in King Dice fight as well. Wolf is doing a really good job as well in the meantime. He got a couple of hits now that I see. Faster execution there for Luigi in that fight though, for the Magic 8 Ball. But yeah, Luigi's gonna be in the lead for like 15 seconds or something like that.
This match will get
In the end.
You're up.
Ooh, Jason got the monkey glitch there. It seemed like he would not get it, but that was actually pretty close. Nice kill there from Luigi. Really nicely done. He played it extremely well, extremely smart. He knew that he's gonna do the start over anyways, so he opted like to get like, you know, safer like routes, I guess. That hit for Jason is calculated. He's gonna get the knockout, and just the run. Only the double stands for Luigi right now, on his race here in the full clear category, as Jason is gonna go as well. Really close, and it will really come down to if Luigi messes up pretty much at this point. So it's gonna be really, really interesting to see. Luigi right now gets the dragon pattern, which is like it's like one of the patterns that's not really that hard. It will guarantee, I think, the 2 cycle on the devil. Right now he's going to do like the clap, and you're going to do enough damage to actually skip to the like hell phase at this point. So with 3 HP, he's looking healthy. So that's actually pretty good for Luigi so far. He has a lot of EXs, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be alright at this point. Skipping that second phase like really fast. I'm pretty sure he's going to do the same for the third phase. Let's see how he handles this. As Luigi is moving on to the last phase, and he gets the knockout. Nicely done there from Luigi. He had a really clean devil fight. I think that was like close to 48, 49. Or even better, I would say 45. Nicely done. Good job there from Luigi. As Jason gets the knockout as well. Only 18 seconds separating those 2 guys in the end. That was actually pretty clutch. They got the same time on the double as well. As Wolf right now is on the last minion on King Dice, and Beliso is fighting with the holes. It's gonna be like with 1 HP as well. Beliso is like the 1 HP warrior in this situation. Let's see how he handles this. Wolf gets the monkey glitch as well. Nicely done from Wolf. Wolf had a really rough race overall. He tried every single risky thing, and in a lot of situations, it didn't really pay off. You know, it happens. In a lot of situations, you know, you will often do like all the risky stuff. Like Wolf is like that kind of runner. He's gonna try every single risky thing. So it's not really that unlikely for Wolf to, you know, mess up in race such, because as I said, he's gonna try to do the risky stuff. But that's what we like to see, risky stuff. Felice is done with much 8-ball, and the Wolf now has a move to the Devil fight. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be joined by Luigi in a few. The winner in this race, probably Jason will join here for as fighting the Devil. And let's see if Felice gets the monkey glitch first try. I believe he missed it. Yeah, he missed it. It was like really close. Second try? I think he got it now. That's the down for Felice. As the Wolf gets somewhat of a okay pattern, I guess, on the Devil. Not the greatest one. He lost a little bit of time there, but overall, it's a good one overall. So let's see, he sends another DI, and it's gonna be like a really clean fight, I think, after that. Hey, Luigi, and
be right back. My Discord is again broken.
yeah, it's okay. As in the meantime, I didn't really realize that Veliso skipped the number 7, so he has to do the start over. So he's gonna lose a little bit of time as Wolf got an insane 42-second fight of the Devil. GG's to Wolf, as he had a bit of a rough race, but he managed to actually, have a couple of good fights overall. I think with us we have Jason as well. GG, Jason, on your race.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for the GG.
Really close race between you, Luigi, and Wolf. At some point, Wolf was really close to you guys as well. But a lot of unfortunate things happened in this race for pretty much everyone.
Yeah. It was pretty sloppy. My aisle 3 was particularly bad. I just had a couple sloppy deaths. I had to retry on the robot. But other than that, I think my aisle 1 was pretty good, aside from not getting Hilda glitch.
As you said, your aisle 1 point 41 on Ribby and Croaks as well.
Yeah, I've never done that before.
29 on Root Pack. All your fights were just on point, I would say. Pretty nicely done.
Even missing Hilda glitch, which cost me 15 seconds, I was still on world record pace up till Jimmy, and then I had to play it a little safe because I was gonna die. But and then so many mistakes later on just kind of put me back too far behind to catch up to Luigi.
Yeah, it happens. As I said earlier, this category is actually kind of difficult because it's a long category. Mm-hmm. Even though Legacy has a weapon swap glitch, there are so many things that you can do with the weapon swap glitch that everything is risky at this point. So it's a really tough category because we saw from pretty much everyone. Everyone was trying to do the risky strats, and sometimes the world records, you're gonna have those, but in races, it's gonna be a bit rough sometimes.
Hey, it's all about the fun, though. I think it puts on a better show for everyone else if we go for all the risky strats.
Exactly. Also, in the meantime, even though it was really close, I do have to say, because I've totally forgot about it, both Luigi and Wolf had did the extra thing that we had in the race, the extra incentive, I think. They heard the barber saw, so they're gonna get an extra point for that.
Yay!
Nice. Luigi needs that extra point.
And really nice EA that we hear in the background. Luigi is here with us right now. Hey, Luigi.
Yeah, sorry for that. My Discord messed up with the options once again, but yeah, that race was actually really amazing for me. I know I did some mistakes. I know I didn't go for some strats because I don't know them and stuff like that. That was actually a sloppy one, but the Deathless make it through, as it seems. I did a lot of small mistakes, but in the end, I was actually surprised I make it. Also, I don't know why you added the channels to listen up the 4 guys this song, but you know what? It's always nice to take a break during the middle of the race, right?
Exactly. I mean, maybe it will bring awareness to those filthy moderators in Cuphead, these guys. And maybe we will add it in the rules. I don't know. A lot of people want it.
That's something different to talk about. All runs will be not solid and legit. We will need to add points and stuff like that. So it's something. If we're gonna add it, it's gonna take a while, and we will need to do a lot of changes. So that's something to consider. But
I mean, of course, I'm joking at this point, as in general, have fun is like the priority in this one. A lot of the people had like really good runs overall. I think a lot of the fights were extremely good. Some of the running guns, there were mistakes from a lot of people, from a lot of the run-ins. But the running guns is like the difficult part, I think, in the Cuphead, especially in Legacy.
The fun for fear was so amazing. I was just dancing through and I realized I'm gonna die, and then I just decided to go all in, and somehow I didn't die. Think this whole bullet hurt. Man, some runs and stages was actually pretty amazing for me, at least. I was having fun doing the whole run. I was like, what the hell I'm doing? And the situation that got created, it was just like, man, people on my chat was so laughing at us doing this race. That was really amazing fun. As I just, Wolf and Jason doing this category consistently, pushing this category to the limit. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna have fun with this category, gonna go brandy and stuff like that. And I guess something happened, I don't know. Sadly, I got spoiled on King Dice that someone just come to my chat and said me, you are ahead, and I was like, what? How the hell?
Yeah. By the way, talking about King Dice, big props to you. You did something extremely smart. Maybe a lot of people wouldn't have done it, but you actually opted to skip number 8 and go to the monkey.
Yeah, to get the card.
Yeah, because you would have done the start over anyways to go to the poker chips.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I already screw up, I will need to go back, and I was 1 HP. And I know if I'm gonna screw up terribly, I can't get hit by the 8 balls. So I just decided to go for the monkey first and get that security hat for later.
Exactly. Like a lot of people, automatic, I guess, they go for the the proper order, even though they messed up earlier. But big props to you that you actually remember that you had to play safe there.
Looky smart.
Looky smart, exactly. In the meantime, we have SPD Wolf here with us, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey.
GG Wolf, to the run. There were a couple of mistakes, and I have to say, but at the end, but I do have to say that you tried to do all the risky stuff, though. That was actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, after I believe I died on Treetop Trouble and on Mausoleum 1, shame on me, I decided to simply go all in and put an on-show instead of... I knew I pretty much had already lost the first place, so I just decided, you know what, I'll go risky.
Exactly. You did get the octopus skip. That's, always...
Yes, I did.
That's always a good thing to say. It was a close one indeed.
I almost lost it to bad dashes.
Yeah, it was like a little bit of, you barely, like if it was current patch, you would not have gotten that because the iframes would have run out there from the Super R2. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. If I'm not mistaken, on current patch, you cannot do it with 2 HP, right?
I don't believe so. If you can, it's, I don't know, you probably need a bunch of frame perfect dashing and a little bit of luck.
I've seen Jason actually do that with 2 HP, but it was like a one-time thing, and I think that he was surprised.
I did it on current patch? I don't even remember doing that. But
yeah, it was like
GG me, then.
Yeah, GG. It was like super close there, I do have to say. But overall, a lot of you guys had really good fights, good showing overall. In the meantime, I need to say GG to Veliso because of the interview. We didn't really say that. He finished the run in a really fast way, 48-minute loadless. And also we have Island Walk, who was in the race as well, who finished the race with a 52-minute loadless as well. I'm pretty sure that is close to Island Walk's PB, so that's pretty nice.
Good job, guys.
Yeah. GG to everyone. And as you can see from the leaderboards right now that Mr. Dino has on the screen, we do have one more race tomorrow for the week 8. It's probably going to be myself, Caliban Hera is going to be there as well, Justin, and a couple of other runners, if I'm not mistaken, that didn't really have the chance to join the earlier weekly races. So it's going to be fun. We also have another race the next week. So after the 9 weeks are done, we're going to move on to the brackets, and the top 8, as you see right now, are going to move on to the bracket stage, I guess, the playoffs, as I like to say. So it's going to be interesting. yeah, I really hope everyone had fun, the viewers and the runners. I want to say big thanks to Mr. Dino once again for setting this up. Like, this is insane. Mr. Dino, you're incredible. You've done an amazing job. And a big thank you, of course, to everyone who joins the races, both viewers and runners. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
GG, guys.
GG.
Good game.
GG.
So I guess that's gonna be it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Major, that's it.
Bye.